Not again. It's a rich.
Sí, todas las playeras de los uniformes.
Teofimo Lopez training with Canelo Alvarez ahead of the Shakur Stevenson fight is one of those moves that instantly changes the tone of the build-up. And a big reason why is Eddy Reynoso's presence throughout the process.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cambio, vamos. Que te vengas aquí. Para el siguiente round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1.
This isn't about headlines or gym selfies. This is about sharpening tools in a room where Reynoso's championship standards are non-negotiable.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sí, todas las playeras de los uniformes.
Teo made it clear this wasn't a split or a shakeup either. As he put it, my father and Eddy Reynoso have been in communication, and I think this is the best option. I'm not stepping away from my father. He was actually the one who insisted I join Canelo's camp. My father was there. It was great. Let's see what comes of it. That detail matters.
Un tiempo y arriba. Ándele. Un tiempo arriba, un tiempo abajo. Eso.
Break. Break. Break.
Eso, ya le está doliendo ahí, ahora la metes en medio, güey. Ándele, muy bien. Ahora no le tiras nada. Nomás te sale. Camina. Lo llaveas, lo ya.
This isn't Teofimo running from his roots. It's him expanding them under Reynoso's watchful eye. Working alongside Canelo and Eddy Reynoso's camp means learning how to apply pressure without rushing, how to stay calm inside chaos, and how to turn patience into damage. It's elite mindset training as much as physical work shaped by Reynoso's philosophy of control and efficiency.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, you know, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing ring to decide.
You can already feel the intention behind it. Teofimo isn't just preparing to beat Shakur. He's preparing to stay composed when the fight gets uncomfortable. And when a fighter known for explosiveness starts adding layers of calm, timing, and ring IQ influenced by Eddy Reynoso, that's when things get very interesting.
You ever sparred, Shakur?
Yeah, absolutely. We sparred, but we only did like 3 rounds, and it was pretty much simple. It wasn't too crazy. Yeah.
But take anything from that? I know it's only 3 rounds, but do you take anything out of that 3 rounds that you shared with Shakur?
It's interesting. Him, I did 3 rounds. Gervonta Davis, I did 3 rounds. Only those 2 guys I ever did like rounds that were so minimal. And but you leave that aura to that fighter so that they always plays in their mind eventually, you know. So
why did you do only 3 rounds with both of them?
I think that was all they wanted. They were swapping around. So we didn't do too many rounds. Yeah, I think that he was just there preparing for his fight that week. So it was just like...
And right after hearing about Teofimo soaking up knowledge in Canelo's camp, this is where the conversation naturally levels up, because now you zoom out and realize how big this moment really is. I'm listening to Max break this down, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is one of those rare times boxing actually gets out of its own way. No marinating for 5 years. No waiting until somebody slips. Just two elite guys meeting while both still believe they're the future.
Listen, if Stevenson wants to be on his stick and move game, very difficult style matchup for Teofimo, and maybe not that entertaining to the fans.
Because Stevenson's longer.
Exactly.
Stevenson's defense probably the best in the game, and he's longer.
Great reflexes and timing, and so does Teo. That's why he's a great counterpuncher. But Teo's, he's a very special athlete.
Teofimo is a two-time two-division Ring Magazine champion. In both fights where he won the Ring Magazine championship, he was the underdog. 4-1 underdog against Lomachenko. People forget, Lomachenko was taking elite fighters in the lower divisions and they were quitting.
Yes.
He was beating them into some, they were like, I can't do this, right? And Teofimo beat him, right? He outboxed him.
Yeah, he didn't do it by physically imposing himself on him.
He outboxed him, he outfought him, he had speed.
I love how this gets framed as a high-speed chess match, because that's exactly what it feels like. Not a sprint, not a staring contest, but a fight where every move has consequences. Teofimo is the guy who saves his best self for the biggest nights. And we've seen that movie before when everyone doubted him, and suddenly he's throwing 100 punches in the final round just to make a point. Shakur, on the other hand, is that calm presence who makes you feel like you're losing without realizing how. And that's what makes this dangerous, because one guy thrives in chaos, the other thrives in control, and neither one plans on blinking.
The thing I like about Teo's style, I mean, when you have a guy like Shakur whose defense is that good, and he's not just a guy who's going to hug you, he can box, you know? The easiest thing in the world is just to pick him against everybody.
Right. Yes.
But Teo also has the kind of footwork, Malik, where he steps around guys. Sorry. Shakur has more to lose. Yeah. He's the undefeated fighter. He's seen as the eventual pound-for-pound champ, potentially. But Teo has more to win. He has more to gain. So on the one hand, is there an advantage there where Shakur is fighting to protect that perfect record, to protect that kind of sense that he's the next guy? On the other hand, Teo is like he can fight with more abandon against Shakur because there's so much for him to gain. And if he loses, he's lost before. He lost to Cambosis. And he can't.
I'm nodding when Max talks about underdog energy, because Teofimo with nothing to lose is a different animal. Loose, creative, explosive. But I'm also not ignoring the reality that Shakur's defense isn't just pretty, it's disciplined. And discipline usually ages well under pressure. This doesn't feel like hype talk. It feels like a collision of philosophies. One guy betting on moments, the other betting on margins. And when you hear this kind of breakdown, it doesn't make you more confident in a pick. It makes you more excited to watch the rounds breathe, because this is the kind of fight where the story changes 3 or 4 times before it's over.
Shakur standing his ground and fighting in the pocket more than people expect.
Do you see him being successful doing that, Doug?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like this fight is a winner's bracket fight from an era, but we're getting it now. You know, when you look at like Tank and Haney and Ryan and this and that, you know, and Shakur and Teofimo and Lomachenko, even though he was older, but there were a whole bunch of really talented guys in and around the weight neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I feel like these two could have easily been the two when the dust settled left standing, but the dust hasn't settled yet. They're just getting it on.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's what excites me.
And this is where the whole build-up quietly clicks into place, because after all the analysts, camps, and predictions, you finally hear Shakur himself and realize this fight didn't need weeks of negotiations or promoter drama. It literally happened because 2 confident fighters picked up the phone and said, "Let's do it." I'm listening to this and thinking that's real fighter energy right there. No ducking, no weight games, and no, bring him down to me, talk. Just Shakur saying, if you want him, you meet him where he's strongest. That move alone tells you he's not here to play it safe. What I love is how calm he sounds while basically calling Teofimo unpredictable, unfiltered, and dangerous, but still giving him full respect as a fighter. That's not fear.